Hello everyone, welcome to Jets TV. Please comment, rate, subscribe guys, comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos as well. I want to thank everyone that does watch and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. We all know football kind of put off for this week as far as the chase to the Super Bowl. NFC, AFC Pro Bowl game is gonna come on. I'm not gonna cover that, but I didn't want to leave you guys out of video. So in place of football, or actual championship chasing football, I'm going to do some Jets talk this week. I'm still a Jets fan. I'm still here for my Jets fans. Got a lot of hits in my inbox saying, hey, don't leave us. What's going on with your series here? What about your position? What are you going to talk to us about? So that's what I'm going to talk to you guys about, just a bit of a Jet talk. But whoa. Before I get into that, you folks always remind me, I hear you. I need to do my conference championship game recap. Okay, I picked some teams for the conference championship. I know you guys want to review it. I want to review it as well. I'm not going to hide the results. So let's go ahead and get into that first before I talk about a little bit of my Jet talk. So first game I covered for the conference championship game, Jags at Pats. Took the Jags in this football game, and I got myself a loss, man. Patriots beat the Jags 24-20. It just wasn't meant to be, man. Just was not meant to be. I really thought the Jags would get some things going, but they couldn't find a way to win. Even with Gronk out, Gronk was out with what looked like a concussion. He got a pretty vicious hit, got up, and he looked, starstruck. Like he was just out of it. Brady was still able to put some things together and still go out there and get themselves a win. So shout out to the Pats. You guys got yourselves a W. I took the Jags. I got myself a loss. The Pats are now going to the Super Bowl. So Patriots again in the bowl. So it is what it is. Next game I covered, Vikings at Eagles. I took the Vikings in this football game. Got myself another loss. Oh my God, man. Eagles beat the Vikings 38-7, man. The Vikings just weren't there, man. They just didn't show up. Maybe I don't know what it was. Maybe the moment was too big, or I don't know. But the Vikings just did not play like the Vikings. The Eagles defense played stout. They played hard. They were physical. The offense was able to put some things together. Nick Foles was out there, accurate. He was able to lead a couple drives just down the field, doing his thing. Like, the Eagles were running on all cylinders, and the Vikings just looked like they were just on their heels the entire game. The entire game, there was just nothing they could do. The Eagles came in there with a buzzsaw and just went right through them. So shout out to Eagles fans. You guys got yourselves a W. I took the Vikings, and I got myself a loss. So the Eagles are in the Super Bowl as well. So the Super Bowl is going to look like Pats and Eagles. It is what it is. Congratulations to both teams. So now that that's behind us, all right, those championship games are done. Super Bowl is a bit down the road, in a week or so. Now, I want to talk some Jets, all right? Game's not here, Pro Bowl game, not interested in that. We're going to talk about this team in green. We're going to talk about our wide receiver position. That's what we're going to cover in our Jets talk. We're going to talk about our wide receiver position and what we need to do. You look at our position right now on the roster, we got Robbie Anderson, Quincy Enunwa, you got Hanson, you got Curse, who's come on and done some big things for us. JoJo Natson, punt returner, decent receiver. He's still trying to put some things together, young guy in the league. Sharon Peak, nothing too much from us this year. Devin Smith, who's pretty much done nothing since he's been drafted. Ardarius Stewart, who's, I don't know where this guy has been. He hasn't gotten enough snaps this year. I think he's been mishandled and misused. When we have gotten him the football from time to time, he's shown that he's explosive. And he's a guy that can make a play, but, we haven't done that enough. We didn't do it enough this season, so he's still a question mark. Lucky Whitehead, who was injured, had a big-time injury, sat out for some weeks. They're trying to get him back on the roster. He might be a guy that next year, if he can stay healthy into the season, could be a very solid punt returner for us. And Lord knows we need that because we had issues back there, from putting, Raymond back there to all those guys, to getting rid of him and moving forward. Like, there were issues in our punt return and kick return game all year long. And if Lucky Whitehead can come back next year and be healthy for us and be a guy that can be back there and return punts and kicks, man, it could be big for us. And then you got Stymie, who's a guy that, comes in from time to time. So you look at our situation right now. First off, our offensive coordinator is fired. John Morton's gone. The rumors are that Jeremy Bates is going to be the guy. That Jeremy Bates is going to be our offensive coordinator. Todd Bowles is not making it official. Why? I don't know. Whatever. Um, but if he's the guy, man, I want to see what type of offensive system he brings in. Will it mimic John Morton's offense, or is it going to be something totally different? If you talk to Todd Bowles, or even if you listen to some of the things that were said about why Morton was fired, is because a lot of people felt like he was throwing the ball way too much. When you really look at our stats, we didn't throw the ball much at all. We ran a lot. And so what I figure is they want to run the ball more than we did last year. I mean, this is a passing league. At some point, we've got to start throwing the football, especially if we have, all the chances that we have to get a quarterback in here this year with all the options in free agency and then all the options in the draft. If you're talking about literally doing nothing but ground and pound in a passing league, which the rules are literally slanted for you to throw the football, where defense literally cannot touch you very much going down the field, I don't know about that, man. I do not know about that. I think with all the cap money and all the things we have, we need to start doing things to make this offense a bit better, and especially if we can add to this wide receiving core here. Because if you look at Robbie Anderson, who right now is our best offensive weapon, dude, he's unreliable, and he's unreliable because of his issues off the field. He's had 2 arrests in the last 7 months. You listen to the last arrest he got into. He's speeding, which that happens. Okay, speeding is whatever. Like, that's not a big deal. They give you whatever they give you. But then when you hear the things he said to the police and just all the reports, it's not good. And so I feel like this offseason, the Jets have to almost give themselves an insurance policy against Robbie Anderson. You have to go get yourself a wide receiver. One of my leading guys right now is Allen Robinson. I love that guy. I know he's coming off of a knee surgery, but he's a young guy. He's going to be fine. This is his first major injury. He's going to heal up fine, and I think he could be an elite weapon for us because he was an elite weapon in the NFL before he got hurt. I mean, this dude has literally pretty much had a trash quarterback his entire career in Blake Bortles and has still been able to put up numbers out there and do his thing. Jarvis Landry is also another guy that may be out there in free agency that I'm very interested in as well. Plays for the Dolphins. We've seen him, for forever, and the guy's always been able to do his thing out there and put up numbers. The Jets have to address this wide receiving core. They have to give us some type of number 1 wide receiver, a guy that no matter what, you can find him and get him the football, because Quincy Enunwa's coming back from that neck injury. We don't know if he's going to be 100%. Even if he is, I think he has a more comfortable role in the slot. I think Jermaine Kearse is more of a number 2 guy. He's a great weapon. But, man, if you add an elite receiver, his job just becomes so much easier, and he becomes so much more deadly because they're going to have to man up. And if you bring in a number 1 and elite guy, that also allows Robbie to move out of that number 1 spot, because he's not really a number 1 wide receiver either. He was just put out there and was able to do some things because of his deep speed. That allows him to get back into the slot, clearly after his suspension. I think he's going to get 4 to 6 games for what he's just done. But after the suspension, once he comes back, you can now move him to the slot. He becomes ridiculously hard to cover. I mean, you're going to man him up with slot corners, and he's just going to run go routes and just absolutely destroy them with his deep speed, once he gets back, or if he's in his right head and actually plays this season, because again, he's been in quite a bit of trouble. You look at Chad Hansen. Chad Hansen's a kid that I like very much. Smooth route runner, great hands. You can bring him in and out of the game. But a guy that I really, really, really want to see more out of coming into next season is Ardarius Stewart. I mean, when are they going to take the training wheels off this kid? Like, when are they going to put him out there and just allow him to do what he does? When are we going to see what Ardarius Stewart is? Because the few flashes that we've seen has shown that, hey, this kid might have something, but then they just never give him any snaps or anything. So that's just unacceptable. Next season, this kid needs to get the football in his hands. And I think, again, going after an elite receiver or paying a guy to come in will do nothing to benefit this wide receiving core. Because I don't think you can trust, Devin Smith to come back and be your guy as a second-round pick. That guy he's as far as I just cut him, he's as good as gone. This is a guy that can never stay healthy, and even when he is healthy, he had issues catching the football. He had issues with route running. I'm just not interested in the experiment that is Devin Smith. I'm not interested in that at all. So we have to better our wide receiving core, and we have to go after a guy that can get the football in his hands and just boom, turn everything on a dime and get us down the field. So with that said, guys, comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about your team's wide receiver position. If you're not a Jets fan, if you are a Jets fan, hey, let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think we should go after? Are there any guys that are on the roster that you feel could definitely progress and maybe be that guy? I can't see that, but hey, we can go back and forth about that. Again, comment, rate, subscribe, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. Like the videos. Also share the videos as well. Enjoy your times with your family. If you are watching the Pro Bowl games, hey, have a good time and do your thing and just enjoy the wackiness that is that football. And have a great day, guys. Peace.